Hi, Cutie Pies. It's Lanikia, and I am coming to you again with Season 5, Episode 5 of Look Who's Squawking. This is, oh my god, we're just going to get right into it. So, Candace, they start off with showing Candace. She's looking at houses. She wants to have a baby. She tells Chris about going on this trip. She was thinking about not going, and he says there's no reason for you not to go. So, she does decide to go ahead and go on the trip. Then we see Robin packing. They just show what each woman is doing to prepare for the trip. So then after that, we see Giselle. We see Ashley and Michael. That's the only person I really want to talk about who was packing for the trip. So Ashley and Michael are talking, right? Because they're packing she's packing to go on the girls' trip because they're going to Monique's house. She invited all of the ladies to her home. And when Ashley is getting ready, Michael is asking her, "You're taking the baby, right?" And you could tell Ashley didn't really want to take baby Dean. Like, she didn't. I don't think she mind. She. I mean, who's gonna say no? I mean, I don't want to be with my baby. Like, you can't. People judge you for saying that, but I think she wanted it just to be a girls' trip. And he tried to justify, like, baby can't be away from you that long and all that. And I just thought it would have been nice for him to keep the baby because he's coming out they're going 3 days. He's coming out on the last day. So you couldn't keep the baby if she got you help for 2 days so that she could enjoy a girl's trip. But apparently not. And he was like really adamant about her saying, "Yes, I'm taking baby D." Like, he wanted to hear those words. So she agrees to take him and everything. And so then and that's pretty much it with that scene. He talks about, I'm crazy about Ashley, and I look at other people and say, no, they're not. I didn't even believe it. I'm like, girl, I don't even believe this at this point. And I don't really understand their dynamic. Like, I don't know because I don't know, but anyways. So then we see Monique talks about what she had to do to get to get prepared for this trip and everything, and she's like, she did a lot to get to do the trip. But anyways, Giselle and Karen are going to go down first because she's the host. It's her place. She wants to get set up, and I guess she wants to get to know Giselle a little bit better, build a friendship. So she's going with them. And so on their way down, Karen made a comment about Giselle not being able to dress. I don't know. Karen is funny to me. Like, I like Karen. She's funny to me. Like, when she was saying that about being ashamed sometimes to be with Giselle, I thought that was really funny. So, but that was shady. It's shady. Like, I'm like, y'all act like you like each other and this is a fan. We're sisterhood and all that, but really y'all just throw shade and everything at each other. But it was cute. It was cute for what it was. So then, anyways, they all load up and they go on this trip. Then we see that Wendy has been pumping like around the clock to try to go on this trip so she can have enough milk for her baby because she has a newborn as well, or she has a new baby, an infant as well that has she nurses, so she has to pump all this breast milk for her baby, and so we see that, and then we see that Giselle, and and Monique tell Karen about Wendy talking about her being intimate with her husband and what the things that that Wendy said to Robin, because Robin went and told, and of course so. And so Karen was just like, I don't understand why what I do in my bedroom is, why does she care? Like, what does it bother her? We don't even know each other like that. And listen, I think that they know each other, but they're not friends. And I think Wendy is like, stop acting like you don't know me at all. Acknowledge me, have a conversation. And that's how Wendy feels. And Karen is pretty much like, I do what I found. I guess in their initial meetings, Karen didn't really like her. And so for Karen, it's just all surface. It's a hi and goodbye. And I feel like that's what it is. Anyways, we'll talk about it later. Um, so they all arrive at Monique's lake house and they say they want to get they all said they all agree that they want to get to know Wendy, because Karen said, "Were y'all trying to be shady, like trying to make me not like Wendy by telling me that?" And they were like, "No, we want to get to know. We just were telling you what she said, and we all want to get to know her to see the type of person she is, because I think we all would like her or whatever." So then Robin arrives, and Giselle and Robin decide to get the guest house, because they have the Monique's lake house, the big house, and then they have a guest house to her lake house. So Robin and Giselle decide to take the guest house, and then we see Wendy arrives, and Monique tells them, about the rooms, because Karen had already chose her room. Monique had chose the master bedroom, of course, because it's her lake house. And so that left two rooms, and one of the rooms had a nursery in there. And so Monique was like, well, it only makes sense for Ashley to get that room because she's coming with her baby. So then Wendy is just like, wait, why didn't anybody tell me there were, you could bring your baby? I've been pumping around the clock to try to get here. Like, this is what she said in her confessional. I've been pumping around the clock trying to get here, which is stressful. And just to find out she's able to bring her baby, I would have brought my baby too. Anyway, so that was that. So then we see Wendy and okay, so then we see all the ladies end up arriving, and they ask Ashley, oh, okay, so then all of the so all the ladies is there. Candice has come, everyone's there except Ashley. So when Ashley arrives, she goes. Monique goes to the door to, let Ashley in, and the ladies are talking, and Wendy says, "I want to get to know y'all on a deeper level," and then T'Challa, the bird, starts attacking the ladies, mainly Wendy, and so, it was a big fuss about that, commotion and fuss about that, but afterwards, Ashley comes in, and Wendy is pretty much like, "Why is your baby here?" And Giselle and Robin are like, because she is a first time mom, and it's hard to separate yourself from your baby. And Wendy says, like, I'm a new mom or whatever, and they were like, "Girl, you've had three. That's your third baby. Like, that is not the same." And she got defensive about it. But I could see what they were saying. Like, it's not the same. This is her first baby. She's never, you've been with your baby. You've done this two other times. This is your third time doing this. And Robin was like, when she had her second baby, she was like, I don't even remember his name sometimes. They were just like, why are you making this a big deal? She's a new mom, never been away from her baby. This is her first trip away from her baby. Her baby's an infant, still a newborn infant. So why are you making a big deal out of her bringing the baby? And it turns into this blowout fuss because Wendy is upset that baby Dean came, and Ashley is like, I don't understand why it bothers you, because and then Monique tries to tell her, like, listen, I told her she could bring her baby, so I don't know why Wendy went on the attack of Ashley so hard, except that maybe she felt a little. Well, she did say she was pumping, and that is like, it is super stressful to have to nurse and get milk for your baby. That is super stressful. So I can understand that part of it, but you can't blame Ashley. Like, well, I didn't do, like, because you could have just said, I have a newborn, so I would really like to bring my baby, or would it be possible? You could have said that, and you didn't. So anyway, y'all. So they have this big fuss, and then they go their separate ways. So then we see where Candice and Giselle talk. So we see that, before that, Monique and Wendy speak, and Wendy is just like, she explains herself to Monique more about, like, I was just under a lot of stress, having to pump, having to get everything taken care of with my baby, and I did all that so I could be 100% present with you guys. So it frustrates her that Ashley didn't have to do the same. And that's where it came from. But I don't think she should take that out on Ashley. If anything, she should have been mad at Monique. Like, why didn't you tell me I could bring my baby? But anyways, then then we see that Candace and Giselle talk, and they have a cute little conversation. And when I saw what Giselle had on, like, I'm not saying it was ugly, but it did make me think about what what Karen said about her outfit, because it was like it was cute, but I don't know. Now Karen gonna have me looking at everything Giselle's wears and like, so I don't know. It was cute though. It was all right. It was all right. I wouldn't have worn it, but it was all right. She still looked. I mean, her makeup is always good and her hair is always great. So that part was good. It was just I don't know. I don't like I didn't like all the pearls and everything. Well, I think I liked the top. I just didn't like it with the leather skirt. I think that's what it was. I don't know what she could have wore that with, but oops, sorry, baby. Hit you pretty hard. But I don't know. Anyways, moving right along from that. So so they sit down and they talk and they just pretty much work it out. They just Giselle tells Karen, like, excuse me, tells Candace, you hurt my feelings. Like, I did one little pinch to you and you came rolling in with like all kind of artillery and everything to come back at me, which, and Candace was like, well, you hurt my feelings and I know I didn't handle that correctly. So she apologizes and Giselle says, I feel like this is a real apology, and she was like, it is. And so they make up, they hug, they kiki, and that's it. So they're good now. So then we see So then we go. The ladies go to dinner and they start asking these questions. And I was like, oh Lord, I don't understand why they always have, like, even on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm like, please don't play a question game. But it's called the Game of Curiosity. So Giselle, they asked Giselle about. Oh, so they talked to Candace about what it was like growing up, and she said she was the only brown girl in her school, and so because of that, she never felt like she fit in. And then she tells and then so Ashley asked her, "Is that why you studied African American studies and all that?" And she was like, "Yeah, probably so." And then Giselle says, "Is that why you got a nose job?" And she was like, "What are you talking about?" Listen, I don't know. Like, they put up two pictures. I don't know if it really showed that she had a nose job. It looked a little different, but your nose changes as you get older, so I can't say the girl got a nose job. I don't know. But anyways, so they asked Robin about one, and she says the ball is in his court, and Giselle is like bursting at the seams because she wants to tell her so bad. Girl, you about to get married. He's about to propose to you again and everything. And then Karen, I love me some Karen. I don't care. She asks Giselle, how is it that you were once married to Jamal? He had babies on you. He was cheating on you left and right, and now you're back, trying to work it out and everything. And Giselle was like, I'm glad you asked that. Not really, but what I mean. So she just says, they just found love again, and it's about trust and commitment and love, yada yada yada. Girl, I don't know if I could be with a man that had a baby on me. No, girl, I couldn't. Mm-mm. I couldn't do it. I don't know if I could do that. Like, that takes a really strong person to be able to forgive something like that. And I think he had multiple babies on her, right? Right? I don't remember. Anyways, so then Karen, they asked Ashley about her behind. Is it all healed? And she said, no, it's not. So then Karen asks Wendy why does she care about her intimacy with her husband? Like, what is it? That's what she really wanted. Like, what is it? Like, what do you want to know? And so they have this conversation, and that's what I was talking about earlier, where I feel like it's almost like Wendy wants some kind of friendship or something with Karen. And Karen didn't care if she had one with Wendy or not. And I mean, if I was Wendy, I would stop saying, if someone keeps denying like they know you, I would stop being like, I know them. Like, you're not gonna deny me. And I'm over here like, yes, we do know each other. Yeah, no, why? Why? I don't understand. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't understand that. Here, girl, here. So then, they settle it. They say, let's go to dinner. Let's go to dinner if you want. And Karen says, if you want to know something about me, you can ask me. That like, you don't have to go to the group and make little comments and do all and say questions, you could ask me. And so they agree to have dinner, and they move on from that. And then they ask Wendy. Then Wendy says, excuse me, not Wendy, but then they get on the topic of Ashley and Wendy, and Giselle and Robin feel like, do you think you owe Ashley an apology? And Wendy is adamant that she does not owe Ashley an apology. Now listen, Wendy, I'm trying to give everyone a clean slate, but I don't know if I really like her, because I'm like, girl, you bit Ashley's head off because she brought her baby, because the host of the house told her that she could bring her baby, and you bit Ashley's head off about it. I understand that Wendy says, my baby went through a lot. But so you should have brought your baby. If you went through all of that with your baby and you felt like if you went through all of that with your baby and you felt like that that it wasn't fair for Dean to get to come, you should have brought your baby. Or you could, even now you could call up and be like, come on, let me bring my baby. Let me bring my baby onto the trip. But if you really wanted to bring you, but I don't know. And then they just started taking low blows at each other. Like Ashley was like, "You don't have any. That's why you don't have female friends. How do you know this?" And then Wendy would call her out a B, and then all the ladies are like, they're just in shock by Wendy. They're like, I can't believe you're like acting like this. I can't believe the way you blew up at Ashley. You feel like she doesn't deserve an apology. But Wendy is adamant that no, she would not apologize to anyone, because she said you don't like the delivery, but the message is still correct. Okay, so you apologize for the delivery. Like, you apologize for something, because I don't understand grown adults talking to adults that way. Like, I'm an adult woman, you're an adult woman. Like, you're not finna fuss at me. And I could understand what Ashley was saying when she was saying, well, you keep running, you keep throwing your hands up at me, and you keep doing this and that. I don't know. I'm not really caring for Wendy this season, because I thought she was messy when she went back and told what Candace had said, and she went back and told Robin, because Robin went and told everybody. And then this whole thing with Ashley, where I feel like you should have been mad at Monique, not Ashley. Ashley just brought her baby because Monique told her it was okay if she could. So why are you still mad at Ashley? And then the whole thing with Karen, like, why you're more upset at Ashley for bringing her baby than Karen, who's going around saying that she's met you, she don't like you. I don't know, y'all. It was just a mess. The ending was just a mess, and it's only gonna get messier. And I don't know. I like Ashley, but I feel like, who am I to tell somebody they need to like do something about their husband? But he embarrasses her, because the next episode, like, I mean, I'm not saying he can't go out to the strip club, but after seeing where he pretty much forced her to take baby Dean, girl, he pretty much forced her to take baby Dean, and then you're out at a strip club. Is that really why you wanted the baby? I know, I hear you, mama. All right, guys. That was Real Housewives of Potomac, season 5, episode 5. I hope you guys stay safe and have a great rest of your weekend. See you sleepy, mama. Okay, I'm gonna put you to sleep. Come on.